Dear friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to cover up the topic of theory of cost. Let's begin. Cost concept is the first topic which we cover in this scenario. First is the implicit cost and second one is the explicit cost. If we are deducted from the economic profit the both the cost implicit and as well as explicit cost, it is also known as the accounting cost, we are getting the revenue. And if we are deducted from the accounting profit the explicit costs only, that then we are going to cover up the revenue. So what is the difference between implicit cost and the explicit cost? Implicit cost are that cost which cannot be attributable or cannot be measurable, and explicit cost are those costs which can be measurable. Opportunity cost is that cost which we get benefit from the opportunity foregone and accepting the next best alternative course of action. And what is the economic rent or say economic profit? It is the extra money over and above the expectation. There are more costs, that is the direct cost, indirect cost, private cost. Direct cost is also known as the prime cost. It is always direct attributable to the product, for example rent. Indirect cost is the overhead cost which is not directly identifiable and attributable, and the private cost is either explicit or as well as implicit. Incremental cost is known as the marginal cost. It is that cost which is incurred on the extra units of production. Sunk cost is that cost which is already incurred and cannot be recovered in near future. There are two more cost, that is the fixed cost and the variable cost. Fixed cost are those costs which does not change with the production capacity. It is time dependent and always chargeable. Whatever the production, it always going to be charged. And second one is this variable cost, that it is change with the change with production. It is volume dependent and incurred when the production higher, it remains same as the quantity is increasing. Cost concept, first of all, we describe the cost function. Cost function is the function of quantity in short run, because in short run only the quantity of production can be changed, but in the long run we can change the quantity, the scale of operation, the price, technology, time and the capacity. So this is the formula for the long run. So on the basis of these two functions we can distribute the cost concept into two parts, short run and long run. And on the basis of impact we can divide it into various parts, like total fixed cost, total variable cost is equal to total cost, average fixed cost, average variable cost and the average cost, and the extra unit production is the marginal cost. These all are termed in the short run, and whenever we talk about the long run then it becomes the long run average cost, long run marginal cost curve and long run total cost curves. Total cost concept, there are two costs, total fixed cost and the total variable cost. The total cost is the summation of TFC plus TVC and it merely depends on the TVC. So total fixed cost does not have direct impact, so it has horizontal slope. It never changes, it always chargeable, so it is also known as unavoidable cost, and it does not starts with the origin, it always remains constant. On the other hand, the total variable cost have direct impact on the production. It is known as the prime cost. It starts with the origin, it starts with increases at decreasing rate and then at a point it increases at increasing rate. It is flatter and later on steeper. Like this, total cost is also increases at decreasing rate and then increases at increasing rate, just like the TVC. Average cost is also divided into two parts, average fixed cost and the average variable cost. Average cost is the summation of average fixed cost and average variable cost. It has U shaped, just like the average variable cost has the U shaped, whereas the average fixed cost has the rectangular hyperbola. It can be calculated by the TFC divided by Q. It is always downward sloping but not U shaped, and always constant and cannot be zero. However, the average variable cost is first fall and reach minimum then rise. Average variable cost follows average cost follows the average variable cost. It has shaped, and ATC is minimum where the MC cuts AC from the below, like this. Marginal cost concept says that if we can change in the total cost, we can change in the production also. If 1% change in the quantity, 1% change in the total cost. It also has U shaped, and it follows the average cost curve. If the average cost curve is greater than the marginal cost curve, it means that average cost is rising. If the average cost curve is lesser than the marginal cost curve, then it means it is falling. And if it is equal, it means there is an efficient scale of operation. At this point, it is the efficient scale of operation. Minimum average total cost. Long run cost curves when all the inputs are the variables and there is no LFC, there is no fixation. So LTC is always equal to LVC. Long run average cost curve, also known as the envelope curves, because it contains all the short run average cost curves like this. Okay, it helps in choice of size of plant for producing a specific output at possible cost. Long run average cost curves has a U-shaped and it envelopes the SCC corresponding to different plant sizes. And LMC is the change in total cost per unit of the change in output. SCC known as the plant curves, whereas the LAC known as the envelope curves or planning curves. LMC cuts LAC from below just like this in the short run. The modern cost theory, which is given by the Stigler, says that the LAC curve is not U-shaped. LAC is always L-shaped like this. It is fall first of all and then flat and then give rise. It is just like a L shape. The factor responsible for the L shape is the technology and the flexing capacity. And whereas the SCC is the means short run average cost curve has a bowl shaped like this, not U shape. U shape it denied that all the average cost curves not having U shape. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe my videos. Please comment below for whatever you need. I will provide you the free notes for this. Thank you.